Hey, welcome to the Sisterhood of the Traveling Bantha. We are your hosts, Denise
and Rexy, and we are recording with special support from Council Member Mark Collier.
And we're broadcasting from our galaxy to yours.
May the force be with you.
Always.
It worked. All right. So for you guys watching, hey Herd. And for all of you who don't know us, we are Sisterhood of the Traveling Bantha. We are a femme and femme presenting Star Wars podcast. So we are really, really focused on the female aspect of Star Wars because there are a lot of underrepresented women in Star Wars. There's so many male characters, so many males involved, and a lot of really loud, rude male fans screaming. So we were like, we're gonna come scream too, but we're gonna be happy about it.
We do love all Star Wars.
We do, man. It's like we're just happy stuff comes out. Like I can't find a thing to be like, no, I hate that. I love it. It's just Star Wars, and I'm happy.
So with that, I am co-host Denise. I am Star Wars. I love Star Wars. She, they pronouns, and we got
and Rexy. I do all of the editing, most of the art, most of the design work, and yeah.
Okay. So today's
panel, pronouns.
Yeah.
Today's
panel, we are talking about living your best fandom life. And we wanted to go
join us. We have fun stuff and we have giveaways. Come join us.
So
You should write off the giveaway.
So what we're talking about here today is how to incorporate your favorite fandom. May it be Star Wars. We got Doctor Strange at Marvel. Yes.
Umbrella Corporation.
Or
they got to see some anime. So and we've got Banthas on here. Star Wars back there. We love how accepting like the culture is starting to get to be a nerd. Because we were born in the 80s.
And so grew up in the 90s.
They just weren't very nice.
It's definitely becoming a lot more mainstream. Just embracing your fandom is not looked down upon nearly as much as it used to be.
Right.
It's literally everywhere now. Everywhere you go, you see it's plastered. And even like what's really cool now is like sports people are also representing different fandoms. You'll see them with their shoes and different tattoos, and it's just
like I consider sports fandom because it is a it's just like cosplay or Star Wars or whatever. Like it's an encompassing thing. Fandom. I like sports. Sports is one of my fandoms. And nobody's getting beat up for it, which is nice. I really remember getting picked on and teased and beat up a little bit for being into nerdy stuff. Because the kids around there weren't into the stuff I was into. And generally the odd one out, and it has been amazing finding a community who is accepting and happy and just.
And what's really nice too is you're embracing it. And what's really mind-boggling is that over the years, like especially several decades ago, people would tease you about it. But what they don't understand is these fandoms are something that people can use to escape reality sometimes. And it's a great way to like bond with people. Like I know we've talked about it several times, like Star Wars was how I bonded with my dad. Like that's what we did all the time was Star Wars. And that's how we met was through a different fandom. And it doesn't have to be limited to just movies or shows. It can even be like our friend Gina here in the crowd, she does aerial art. And so that is a whole fandom in itself, and they love to follow different performers. And it's just a great way to create a community with the people that you like to be around.
And I think at the core of it, that's what this should be for anyway. Finding a community of people who accept you and and love to revel in the same things that you love. And it's, like being a nerd here has changed my life. I have the best friends, the best like sound family I would have ever asked for because I found some nerds, like, and it's so easy. Like it literally is in like every part of our life.
So with that said, what are some of your guys' favorite fandoms?
Anybody? I mean, there's a lot represented here. Somebody say something.
Oh.
What was that?
No, now you're gonna make.
Yeah.
I have too many to mention, but Star Trek and Star Wars are my two driving ones for those.
Yeah, I grew up on Star Trek.
Star Wars came out when I was 13. They have aimed at 13-year-old boys. So, I fell deeply in love. But my mom got me into Star Trek growing up.
So you had that like experience of sharing it with your mom
No,
and
she was,
having
she was as big as a nerd. Yeah.
Anybody else have a favorite fandom they want to share?
Another champion for Star Trek. I just got into this last year. Last year, Eric got me started watching it, and I'm
I hope you started
so
with
fun.
the original.
Oh yeah, love the original. Spock is like
Yes.
I can
Spock
see
was
you
my
enjoying
favorite.
Spock.
it's always those guys. It's like Spock, Tech, Data. Like those are always my favorites. I like the
The smart, the intelligent characters of the show.
yeah, and their brains do the same things that my brain does, and it's nice to see bits of that represented on television.
So let's talk about ways we can incorporate fandoms into our life. One of the first ones we want to talk about is conventions, like we are here today.
Yep.
Conventions, they're almost like every weekend now. Like
Yeah.
if you,
Yeah.
depending on where you go, like we're from the Tulsa area, and so they actually have one going on this weekend. And
Today, right now. Yeah.
and I think in 2 weekends there was one in Claremore. So
Yep.
it's almost every weekend.
We also just had Anime 405 and one that made everybody mad. Anyway, there was another one that made everybody mad. But yeah, like there's some stuff. And the cool thing about conventions is it's not just a niche. It's like here's anime, here's Ghostbusters, here's strawberry shortcake, here's
Yeah, and we've seen several vendors out there. Like we saw one that had a bunch of fairy doors.
yeah.
We love fairies and the whole fantasy.
So
You're saying the
cool.
one next to it that's all the moons and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
Yeah,
So it's a super cool way to like you can almost go to a convention and as long as you're comfortable just going up and saying hi, you can walk out with new friends. So easy because there's something you can talk about. Like right away, oh hey, we share a fandom, we can at least talk about that.
yeah, and it's also a great way, especially now as cons are growing. Because even like 5 years ago, they were more sporadic every few months, but now there's so many going on, and so many are bringing in like comic book writers and
Like here, there's a lot of
there's like
a lot of
4 or 5
comic writers
comic
here, yeah.
writers too this weekend, and then they're bringing in actors from different movies and shows. And so it's really cool that they're bringing these in because you get to see into their world of how things are created behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And
if it's something that you're super into, something that you really love, like it's cool to see the behind the scenes stuff. Like it's cool to be like, that's how they made that thing. That's how, it's fun.
it's also a great way to keep up on what's new and what's going on. She was saying that not all cons are niche, but there are some very niche cons. There's a lot of anime cons.
Yeah. Like we just mentioned, Anime 405 happened in Oklahoma City, I think.
Wasn't there a furry one too?
Yes.
Yes, they had. Yes,
I
It
think
was, I don't know, it was not, it was
I know.
near the middle of fall.
I'd say it was
Oh, okay,
last year
okay.
because I think Hal went.
yeah, she did.
Um,
And that was the first year.
I think so too. Yeah. But there's literally cons now being created for everything. We also got Star Wars fans. We reference Star Wars a lot because we do talk Star Wars.
Yeah,
on the
our
podcast.
whole podcast is Star Wars.
But they have Star Wars Celebration, which is like a 5-day convention that people literally travel all around the world to go and see. I've been once. They've been once.
Dina
Dina
and I and a group of our Star Wars friends went 2 years ago, and it was, 2 years ago, and we all left with new friends. Like, just because you're in a building with people who like the same stuff. Like you just said, like, hey, I don't know you, but I love that shirt you're wearing. Let's talk about the character. You immediately have something to talk about. And for me, that was I know not everybody like really loves it, but I love people. I love just she's constantly telling me to ask people because I'm gonna pick on you because you're the only one he didn't come in here, but I'll totally walk up and just be like, hey, you ever gonna be on a show? Like,
No.
people. Some people
don't like to be bombarded like that.
we're very well balanced.
Yeah. No.
I mean, we're
So
what
you
you see.
call
I'm a
me.
puppy. Denise is not.
They do a lot of the, hey, come talk. I'm like, I'll stay here.
She keeps her books straight. She keeps our money straight. She keeps all of the stuff organized, and I make messes.
So conventions, great way, but there's also ways to embrace fandoms outside of that and in your everyday life, such as
I mean, look at all of us. Well, you're in uniform, but I mean,
that. So clothing has become a great way to represent
fanfics. You're Zuku.
everything. Yeah,
I still can't tell what it is, but I know it's an anime shirt.
You.
Oh, Miku! Oh, she's so cute. I like her.
Well,
So see, in your clothes, like.
consider that Walmart has a whole section of t-shirts devoted to fandom type.
and that's what I'm saying.
And that never used to be that way.
10 years ago, you could find it.
Nothing 10 years ago. You go all the big box retailers like Target, Walmart, Kohl's, they all have it now, and you can find literally almost any fandom that you want. And it's crazy now too is like big companies like Vans or Columbia, they're doing cross merchandising.
Yeah.
Shoes, oh, collab.
Collab.
Good job. Give him a sticker.
I say they do collabs. I have all the Star Wars Vans. I got all kinds of, but it's so crazy that like Vans is a skate brand. Skaters you would never associate with
With being nerdy.
but they do.
They totally are.
They're nerdy of very different sorts.
I know. I married a skater boy. He hurt his knee like a year ago skateboarding off land. So, sorry.
But they're still nerdy.
Yes.
It's a different type.
But like they've had like anime, they did Demon Slayer shoes, I think.
Yeah.
Too.
You can get like horror movie. I'm a huge horror nerd. Horror is actually like before anything my first one. Like I love horror more than I love Star Wars, more than I love high fantasy. Like I love horror, and it is Dina too. But it's so easy to find stuff because like I have a Freddy Krueger check. It's amazing. I could have found that 10 years ago. And you just love it. It makes me excited.
But what's cool now too is because of like websites like Etsy and such, so many people are now selling like custom Star Wars, not even Star Wars, but custom anything fandom. So like I love shopping small. I love getting all my Star Wars stuff from small shops. Like this, I got my Count Dooku sweatshirt. You don't find Count Dooku anywhere.
No. He's so good.
But because of these small shops, you can even now find a more niche character that you like. And it just, I don't know, it just brings you joy. I love representing my favorite characters, like Dina, because we have that shirt also.
Yeah, we all three have the same shirt.
She got it from another
Oh,
shop. But it's just, it's so readily available now, being able to incorporate it into your style. And not just clothing. You now have like earrings and
Yeah.
jewelries and bags and
It's easy. Plushies, yeah. This is a mascot for our podcast. Her name is Bonnie. She was a Build-A-Bear exclusive. Like we were just like, oh my gosh, we can get Band as a Build-A-Bear. We have to have one. And she has become and we didn't know what was going to happen. You know, yeah, we had a lot of friends do Bonnie art, but our official logo was just like, oh, we have an idea. Let's run with that. And then she became Bonnie, and then Bonnie became Bonnie, and we were like, oh, Bonnie did a thing.
So with style, you can also like take it to a whole nother level into your household with it. Like my house, my husband doesn't care for it too much. But I have a very strong personality and say I'm gonna do what I want.
Stuff in your house, you know.
But like it's so easy now too. You can find rugs, like there's just so many different ways they make kitchen utensils.
Yeah.
You got artwork.
It's nothing you can't find, I think.
You know who's really big in decor? Harry Potter.
Yes. Yes. It is so easy. Like almost anything you can think of, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's so easy. Oh, Harry Potter. Speaking of Harry, he's decorating the classroom we're in.
So like, and so bringing your fandom into your home like that, like what better way than surround yourself around things that and things that bring you joy. And that's like one of the big things about embracing your fandom is enjoying what you love and having it there.
Being happy.
I mean, like
And
driving in an umbrella.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Or, yeah, when you drive.
Come here.
Anecdote.
Come here.
Yeah, it's like,
Tell them a little bit about it. Yeah. Because all Santas.
oh,
This is George.
fandom.
This is George.
Yeah,
This is what I do. I'm just like, come here.
So what do you want me to tell about?
Tell them about your car and your.
It's out front for everyone to go see. I bought the car. It was going to be one of two things. It's going to be Umbrella Corporation or Shield. But I had a good friend, you know, Demi.
Yep.
She had it, and I was like, and her poor thing got crashed, and I was like, no, I go stay away from that. That's sacred now. Because Demi had it. I loved it. So I did the Umbrella Corp. I just happened. It took me a year to be able to do it because I didn't know how exactly I wanted to do it. I couldn't find online any decals and stuff that I really liked. That happened in the Cricut, and I made all my own decals. All the decals, all the vinyl on it is my own creation, and I put it on in the year 2020, the heart of COVID. Knowing some, yeah. So now you know who started COVID. And I did it just because I wanted to represent some sort of my family.
Yeah.
I at one point or another, I'm sure I will end up with a Ghostbusters car. So
I say we do have somebody in the crowd who also has a
yeah.
car.
Here. George, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh,
All right, so this guy, he's also a super giant nerd. He's Star Wars, he's a Ghostbuster.
Well, yeah, I'm not giant.
Eric was a dad?
Yeah, sorry.
One decimal right here. I didn't hear him.
So now I know how.
Yeah, tell me about your phone. We're even incorporating into vehicles.
Yeah. So I bought a Volkswagen Beetle. It's the 1974. It's its own vintage one, and it's white and just completely on a lark. It's like, oh hey, I know some friends who have stickered up. Let's do the bug. I'm like, they go to the Kirby, and then it's like, hey,
I'm so glad you wouldn't, Buster.
right?
Everybody that gets the white VW dude.
They do that. So like, oh, do something a little different. The Ecto's white. And the Ghostbuster group locally, there's a guy that has an Ecto one.
Yeah, very good friend of ours. He's like got the official
Right.
car.
Beautiful, wonderful car. I can't get one. So the next best thing is my Beetle. So I bought a decal kit. Decal kits are available because it's kind of popular for people to put decals on their cars and make their own.
And Busters
Are pretty
still pretty popular.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
never really went out, I don't think.
Yeah, and they're a pretty big fandom, especially for new movies coming out. And but yeah, so I've decorated the bug with stickers. then they stop and they slow down and they go, oh.
It's gonna make people so happy. People are always like stopping to yell out the window, like, I love your bug.
It's so much fun.
Flagging him down in the parking lot, like, come here.
I have the same thing when I'm driving down. I thought I was coming home from Tulsa down 66 one day. And here I'm driving, this car pulls up and slows down, and I
Yeah.
see someone's got the camera going.
Yeah.
Same thing.
That's how I get every time I see a Jurassic Park Jeep.
Oh,
It's like
Pick on you.
green car is a Jurassic Park Jeep.
Speaker.
So bad.
Oh, I know.
Well, it's not that hard to do.
So it's even
Not
fun
that
down
hard to
to
do.
our
It's hard
daily
to
drivers
do.
are even nutty.
Get your hands on the joystick.
It really is. Although my son said he's going to become a famous video gamer and then buy me the car.
Hey, I like it. You told him to adopt me too. Me too. Yeah, just tell him he has to adopt all of us. Sorry.
Promote everything he wants to go for.
Oh, we do. We support him. He's a great kid.
Hey kid, I know you're gonna listen at some point. Thank you.
He also listens to our
He was
podcast.
yes.
Words are hard.
We have a whole sticker about it.
Triple my words. A lot. But
He was our first subscriber. Like he was so cute. He was our very first subscriber on any platform anywhere, and then he was so proud of it. He like left us a comment. And,
he wears his shirt like this is cool.
that's cool.
So we've talked about like home decor, conventions, but like a really big fun way to embrace your fandom is
Understand cosplay. So I see you nodding. You're a cosplayer. Is that okay?
That's right.
No,
Just really have started. So
Okay.
I only got a couple. Right now, I've got, let me think of names. Oh, I've got two from Girls and Panzers. I do Mapo and Nona Girls and Panzers. But I just put together and I plan to do in March, one day down in Midville, and I plan to do Power from Chainsaw Man.
Oh, okay. I know Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah.
I do, yeah. Girls and Panzers is like my first anime I ever watched, so it kind of has this little special place in my heart. 'Cause it's
Get
the
it.
first one.
I get it.
Ava, the Genesis Evangelion is kind of like that for me because it's the
Mhm.
first one that I like
Yeah.
sat down and watched. I mean, I watched Sailor Moon when I was younger,
Oh,
and I
yeah,
loved it.
yeah,
I loved it.
yeah, yeah.
But oh my god, yeah, yeah.
Very much.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Roxy.
Nice to meet you. I'm Dylan.
Hi, Dylan. Thanks for letting me pick on you. Oh, here, take a sticker.
Yes. So you see, like cosplay is so much fun to be
Yeah.
able to embrace a character that you love, may it be a good guy or a bad guy.
And in between, Denise
No,
the
just in
Mandalorian.
Yeah, I do.
Denise the Bounty Hunter.
I love to do Mandalorian. That's primarily the only costume I wear at this point, but that's just because I love the Mandalorian. So
I
Okay.
have ripped mine apart for a lot of times.
yeah.
But I'm going to get it rebuilt here. We have a. We're gonna tell you guys, and apparently all of our closest friends on camera. It's really stupid. It's okay, it's not stupid. It's a really exciting dream. I want to be like on the floor and Amanda doing a tap dancing routine while Tina is on the stage. And I want to do it to like.
I can see the tap
Yeah,
dancing.
we're actually taking tap dance classes. Like,
They go down with this umbrella. Well, Clone Wars.
Is Tina on the silk in a Mando costume?
No.
Hey,
Yeah.
that I could see.
Amazing.
Like it kind of
So we
blend
get
in with the
to
white
that, like-
costume. Yeah.
Everything. Like, I think there's probably not many parts of my life that are not nerd related somehow.
But I want to go back to costumes.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were talking.
What's really cool now is that because cosplay has become really mainstream. You see competitions. We have competition here. There's like 92
Yeah.
people competing
Yeah.
in the cosplay contest today.
They're
There's
pre-filming right now.
92.
Yes.
Yeah, they went from, I think, 35 last year to 92 this year. They were not prepared.
Very impressive.
That's approaching T-pop and.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's like big cosplay
in a
Like,
tiny little town in Missouri.
which is
Yes.
Because the rural areas are usually the last to kind of accept things like that. So, I mean, we're in a small town in Missouri, and they're like, calling all birds, come, congregate.
But
Where that
and people love seeing the costumes. Is now people are using their costuming for charity, and that is something that.
Come here, Sage. I'm gonna pick on you.
Your turn.
So
Speaking of charity work, you already picked on the other customers in the room.
we have there's several charity groups here today. We have
Yep.
Guardians of the Four States, who's also you're part of ROS.
He is also a Ghostbuster. ROS. We, all of us, like, we tend to do a lot of charity events together
Mhm.
because it's, a lot of us overlap. A lot of us are the same nerds in different costumes. And it really just depends on, like, what the kids want. You know, if we find out there's a child who we need to visit and they really love superheroes, then we're going to send a bunch of superheroes.
So before we get into that, when we say we do charity work with cosplay, we are doing like hospital visits. We're doing Make-A-Wish grants with the organization.
We also, another, like, kind of cool thing about some of our groups, especially like the Star Wars groups, we have large global incentives that we do, but like Oklahoma Garrison, for example, and I know other places do the same, we will pick a pet charity that's local, that's small, that's in our area, that is not getting the support that they need. So, I mean, we do work with Make-A-Wish. We have the Starlight Foundation, which is the 501st specific. But they get a lot of money. They get a lot of support. And not saying they don't need it, but the smaller ones really need our help. And so that's what we.
But I would say too, so talking about like the Starlight and at Celebration a few years ago, didn't they help grant like 7 or 8
Yeah.
like Make-A-Wishes at the convention
Yep.
for
It was
kids?
so
It was
cool.
it's the coolest thing, and the fact that we can get back while dressing up
Yeah.
and getting to play around as our favorite characters, it's a very unique and fun way
It
to be able to give back to the community like that.
So that said, do you wear several hats?
Yeah.
Several capes? Several outfits. Yeah. But you know, the charity cosplayer, he does behind the scenes work. He helps with graphics, with art when we need something done for a drive or something. He did. If you guys come by our table, or if you've seen our Christmas time Bonnie from last year, he drew our adorable Bonnie tangled in Christmas lights. Tell them a little bit. You really enjoy about the charity cosplay?
It's really just kind of getting out there. It's just giving that opportunity when you're visiting the child or the hospital visit, just giving them that smile for that 10, 15 minutes, not only the kids, but also the parents. To let them forget about what's going on for just a short amount of time, and just so they can enjoy the fandom and we can bring it to them. And it's just those smiles. It makes it worth it no matter how early in the morning we have to get up, or sometimes we don't always want to do the cosplay, but as soon as you see that smile,
Comfortable.
but as soon as you see the smiles.
Or like the minute, you know, it happens often at Collins or other events, of course not in the hospital, but the minute you feel like a tiny human wrap themselves around your legs because they are so excited to see you. We cry a lot in our masks. It's a good thing we are masks.
Touch base on something that we mentioned earlier, that fandoms can be a way to escape, and it's a comfort, and seeing like so this is why we're Amanda. So there's been times where little girls, I'm very big on women representation in the fandom, especially Star Wars. If you see me in my Mando, I am in a bright pink and purple teal. It's not scary.
She's the Princess Mando.
Princess
He's our
Mando,
Princess Mando.
themed by Daniel
Daniel
Logan.
Logan. He does Princess Mando when we got to
But
meet
when
up.
a little girl sees, like, we take a helmet off and realize I can wear armor too,
Right.
and come and gives you a hug and realize I can be.
I can be strong.
Yeah,
I can be powerful.
Kids,
It's not just for dudes. It's not a
Yeah.
dude in there.
and kids,
I can do it.
kids escape lot of times superheroes, not so much the imperial.
Yeah,
Army
he's really a
of
teddy bear.
He's to be a
No,
Kids
you
love
wouldn't.
to see themselves as their
Yeah, they
heroes.
want to feel represented.
My son loves Spider-Man, so every time he sees Spider-Man, like he was telling us his favorite person right now is Tom Holland because he does his own stunts and
Yeah.
all this stuff, and it's just nice to see kids. I don't know, it gets me so excited. I love it.
I love that too. I know for just a minute.
Grumpy old man.
Grumpy old man,
I
right
think
here.
you guys did the grumpy old man. And it fits perfectly.
So what, were you always a Doctor Strange fan? Is that why you chose it, or why did you?
I know what he is.
No, actually, grew up being a Batman fan.
And
Oh, okay.
still,
It's still Batman fan. I get huge, and actually that's how I use comic books to teach myself how to read. I had a reading deficiency growing up, but I used comics, an artist, obviously, got that. So that helped me with that. So no, huge Batman fan. But again, looking for a character that I could cosplay and meet people. And also, as a guy, I wanted to keep a beard. So
Yeah.
grumpy old guy with a beard, obviously was Doctor Strange. So it was just a natural.
That totally makes sense.
But then you do the research into a character, then you get excited about it, and
Yeah.
you become a fan.
And you start finding traits in them that you will, you know,
And
are you.
associate yourself with it.
And you mentioned you taught yourself to read with comic books.
Yep.
Yet another way of incorporating your fandom into your daily life, your fandom taught you to read.
yeah, don't listen to the people that say comic books are bad for you.
Right,
They
they are
have to
not.
read
They are not.
something.
Yes.
To read a comic book and not read a thing at all.
We can have you introduce yourself. Do you want to?
I'm cheese.
You want to tell them why you're called Cheese? It's a really cool
Oh,
story that does have to do with our
My guess,
charity.
my guess is she started.
She didn't start, she was there. We have a group called the Snack Squad. We have 3 representatives here. And basically, it was my very first hospital visit with Real Healthy Superheroes in Tulsa.
Yep.
And,
Shout out to ROS. We know some of you guys are watching.
but we were doing our door-to-door visit room to room, and we went to one of the rooms with Jose. And Jose was in the hospital. I'm not sure exactly why, but he lit up as soon as we walked in, and happy, and started chatting with us. And so we just stood there for I don't know how long we just kept chatting.
He was calling us because Derek and I were in our Ghostbuster costumes, and you and the 2 others we had with us were in their superhero or princess.
Yeah.
So he kept calling us 2 Netflixes and 3 Disney.
Yeah. And he was like, you guys are Disney Plus, and you guys are Netflix. And he just kind of was like listening and having a good time. And then like there was like this moment of quiet, and all of a sudden he just went down and he's like, "Your peanut butter, your jelly, your cinnamon toast crunch, your meatballs, and your cheese." And we all just like,
The meatballs was the funniest
and we're
one.
like, okay. And so we adopted these names from Jose.
We decided to make it our entire personality.
Meatballs.
The meatballs is Jasmine.
Jasmine's meatballs.
You guys, the way Jasmine got her name. So we're standing there, right? And it's like, I'm second, we're in a line,
Right.
and our friend Jasmine, who is at the Guardians of the Four States table, by the way, she's all the way at the end. So he names all of us, and he gets to Jazz, and he's like, and Eric yells, meatballs. And the kid goes, you're meatballs.
Eric.
So yeah, we all got our names from a hospital visit.
Yep, and
And
we
so-
made it our
Yep.
entire
So
personality.
when I dress up as Ghostbusters, my name is Cheese, and so we just went with it. And
Do you actually put that on your?
yeah, I actually
Yeah,
got, I got
it's kind of
cheese.
cheese.
I am Cheese as a Ghostbuster.
Yep.
And so we go and say cheese, and like say me.
Say me. One of the coolest things, and I don't think you got to be there with us for meeting him.
No.
So another 2 members, Popcorn and Capri Sun, and I were at Mother, yeah, and this man comes walking up, and he's like, "Are you just at the hospital?" I was like, "Oh yeah." And he pulls up this picture, and he's like, "This is my grandson. Like, we haven't seen him smile like this in a long time." And it was, I mean, a
And then you
15, 20
cried again?
minutes. And then I freaking cried
Then
again.
you cry.
Yes.
It's just part
Rexy
of it.
cries a lot.
Can't help it.
But that's why we do it. That's why we do it.
It's why
To
we
make
do
those
it.
connections.
Yep.
But it's awesome.
And from behind the scenes, because I know all these cosplayers because I was brought in on the ground level of one of the groups as their official, unofficial photographer. But in the background, I see why cosplay is so big for people because I see the smiles on their faces as much as the smiles on the kids' faces when they get to meet them.
It does. It feels amazing to know that
And it touches you. It
just by
really does.
being there, you make somebody a little bit happy.
Especially they're like 4 or 5-year-old ones. They was like, you run.
Yeah.
It is.
It definitely fills us up as much as you're trying to fill them up.
Yes, and it makes me smile to see all that smile.
Give me a sticker.
Thank you. Thank you. Pick on you.
Did you design it?
No,
That one's not for you.
But as you guys can see, like there's so many different ways to incorporate the fandom, and you don't have to just stop there. Like it is now. There's so many like social media influencers that just solely represent going to Disneyland or talking about books or talking about movies. You've got people doing podcasts. You've got YouTube channels. You have artists that like to. I love your art.
We do.
We all do.
But like, there's so
She's
many.
also an artist and museum curator and.
But like, there's so many different ways. Like, there's no wrong way
Right.
to live your best fandom life. Like,
If you're not hurting another person with what you're doing, just be happy. Make yourself happy. Make people around you happy.
Was that
That's you. You.
Was it hurting or hurting?
Oh.
No, hurting is what I do when I get a whole bunch of cosplayers together for the
That's hurting cats. 100%. Have you ever been in a big group
I
cosplay?
literally
Have you ever been in a
what
big
you were
group
saying.
cosplay? Have you ever been in a big group cosplay photo? Oh, it's
I know.
bananas. It's bananas.
Just got what you were saying.
It's like a dog and a squirrel runs by.
And they were like, oh.
Oh, you got 10 dogs.
He's like, no,
and
sure.
squirrels run by.
Oh, one of the most fun things I do want to touch on, I just maybe wanted to mention before we went, but I loved one of our most recent episodes. Denise writes our episodes, and unless she tells me to look over it, I don't. She usually adds fun facts that I don't want that ruined for me.
I know what you're doing.
And also, I love back in frame. I love the surprises that she gives me. It is so fun. And sometimes she'll add things in specifically because she knows I'm gonna love it or I'm gonna have questions. Well, in one of our most recent episodes, we learned a bit of the Wookiee language and a bit of the Ewok language. And we only learned a couple of words. But the words we learned were so fun. Does anybody in here know how to say hello in
She-Ra. I think it's She-Ra.
that one? Does anybody know how to say hello in what she said?
No.
Would you like to demonstrate?
Oh my gosh, I gotta get in the mindset.
I feel like
So, like, fun fact is Wookiees can't actually formulate words because of how tall they are. They have very long vocal cords, so they can only make the right. That's what I call a baby Wookiee.
anything but a baby Wookiee. That's my voice. That's hello. That's hello in Wookiees. If it was a top. And then in Ewokese, so it's like, oh gosh, what was it? It's so easy. It's like, or something like that. It's just like a one syllable very there. And then we got Wookiee.
I don't know. You
I
guys
love it. So we actually have a contest running right now on our social media. You guys send in your best Wookiee hello. We're doing a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway for
from the Booba? Yes, Booba.
Yeah.
From
we've got a pot that's full of, and
Fandom
whoever
minutes.
does the best Wookiee hello for us and sends it to us is gonna win.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this. We had a lot of fun. Remember, live your best fandom life. And we like to sign everything off with from our galaxy to yours.
May the force be with you.
Thank you for listening to Sisterhood of the Traveling Bantha, written and produced by Denise McKay.
Edited and produced by Rexy Jupiter. Original logo design by Tyler Rigney.
Intro and outro music is provided by the Galactic Empire.
You can find us on all streaming platforms at Travel and Bantha.
And join our Discord for fun-filled galaxy chats.
You can also sign up for our Patreon starting at just $3. You get exclusive episodes, merch, behind the scenes, and more.
And a special thanks to all our Jedi Knight members and higher. We have Rooney, Michael Beavers, Mark Collier, and James Peak. From our galaxy to yours,
May the force be with you.
always.